final round. For example, if you have your books, so the first page.
Morning, ma'am.
All right. So good morning once again. I'm sorry. I had a network issue. All right. So we were going to talk about the final round, right? So the first things first that you all might be a bit confused about is that from until now you were just selecting the options online, right? It was an MCQ or you just had to type in the answer, something like that. But here you would have to pronounce each and every word, right? Whatever the pronouncer says, you have to pronounce that word. Now there are certain words where you have accents as well, right? Ilya, there is accent. Okay. So how do we pronounce those accents? Okay. Let's take an example from the book itself. For example, if you have the word la pêche, okay, la pêche, which means fishing. This is from the niveau avancé, the level avancé level. So you have the word la pêche. Now, if your pronouncer says la pêche, what you do is, first of all, what is la pêche? It's fishing, okay? So this is a common noun. Common noun है fishing, okay? I do fishing, you do fishing, anything like that, okay? So this will start with a small letter, of course. You know, fishing we don't write with like the capital letters. So we'll start like this: L A la, then P A. Now on the you have this accent called the axo circumflex, which looks like this. Okay, you have this accent. Now, how do we go about pronouncing it? Okay, there's one way where you can say P A avec accent circumflex. Okay, E with accent circumflex, you can say, or you can just say a accent circumflex. Okay, but it would be better if you say a avec accent circumflex. So we know, okay, acha, okay. So on the letter E, you have the circumflex accent. Okay, so how do we pronounce the entire word? LR, P A accent circumflex, say ash a. Okay. You can also like type in the chat box if this is not clear. Okay, I can repeat this example once again. Now, similarly, if you have the accent aigu or accent grave, you go about in the same manner. Taking an example from the book itself again. Okay, so there's this word called établir, okay, which means to establish. How do we go about again? Avec accent aigu. Okay, so you know on the first E you have accent aigu. Okay, so avec accent aigu, T A B L E R. Clear? If you find any if you find any doubt, like you could just type it in the chat box and I'll take it up right now only. Then you have certain proper nouns in your book. Okay, if you look carefully, you have the name of some French brands. Okay, French brands, you have some grand personalities, you have some countries as well, and some supermarkets name. Okay, and so on and so forth. You have the names of some of the proper nouns. Now, this is the first thing that we learn in English as well, that the proper nouns start with capital letters, right? So, taking an example, Paris, for example, the word Paris, in French, it's Paris, right? If someone asks you to spell it out, okay, how would you go about it? P majuscule, okay? You have two words. You can look at this in the first section of your book where you have the French punctuations, okay? Here you have a guide of all of this, okay? Letter majuscule and letter minuscule, it's there at the end, okay? So if you want to say Paris en français, you have to spell it out. How would you go about it? P majuscule, okay? Just P majuscule. Then you can just say A-R-E-S. Okay, so the host also knows, okay, only the letter P was in capital letters, otherwise all the other letters were minuscule, okay, or the small letters. Now, the next thing is your ligature. I think this is there in almost all the levels. For example, you have the word sir. Can you tell me if it will be a quiz or live? Oh, it will be a quiz. Someone has asked in the chat box. If it will be a quiz or live, this would be a live round online. Okay, so you have the word sir, okay, which means sister or français. Okay, how would you pronounce that word? You have the letter O and E stick together. You know this, the spelling of sister. O and E stick together. Now, if you look at your French punctuations table on the first page, okay, the second column says ligature, where you have O and E stick together. Now, while pronouncing it, you say S O A ligature, okay? Because you have the letters O and E in the ligature form, okay? So you say S O A ligature, U and R. You make sure that you don't just go on like this, okay? You're like a S O A ligature U R. Give pauses, okay? So that everyone else also understands, okay? S is normal, O A is ligature, and then you have U and R. Okay. Right. I'm getting a lot of direct messages. I would appreciate if you like put it for everyone in the meeting so that everyone else also sees your questions. Okay, we'll come to these questions at the end. Okay, if you have any questions related to what I'm saying right now, then we can discuss. Also, you do not need to spell minuscule while you are pronouncing. Okay, it is a given fact everything is in minuscule, but when you have a proper noun, then you specify that the letter is majuscule. Okay. Now there are some words which have a part of them inside brackets. Oh, no. Don't pronounce the brackets here. Okay. It just means that etre verb changes according to different pronouns. Okay. You don't pronounce it with brackets. Okay, like guillemot, etre, guillemot, et fleur, bleu. Essay. Just etre, fleur, bleu. Okay,
So guys, please ask Simran questions related to what she's talking at the moment. Any questions regarding the structure of the examination, I'll answer that for you later on in the Q&A session. And Simran is also going to be there in the Q&A session. Okay. So whenever you're typing out a message, just type out the message like Priyansh did right now to everyone so that everyone can view your question. Okay. Yeah. Simran, please continue.
All right. Okay, so is my voice cracking? Like someone texted
No,
me.
it's fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah. You're
Okay.
clear.
So okay, so you say O a ligature, okay? O a and ligature you don't say, okay? And is an English word, okay? So you just say O a ligature, okay? If the vowel is L apostrophe what? So do we say okay? Now, for example, in some words you also have double letters, right? For example, you have the word gom. That's eraser. So how do you go about it? G-O-M-M-A, one way to pronounce it. Or you can say G-O-double-M-A. Okay, both works. You can either say M-M-A or you can say double M-A. If there is any other word, if you think you want me to tell you how you are supposed to pronounce it. If you pronounce the first letter of a proper noun word, then will it be considered wrong? I am not getting this question. What exactly do you mean, Arjun? I do not have this
Ma'am, like
book.
you
What is
told
the name?
that, ma'am, like you told that we have to pronounce the first letter of proper noun in majuscule. So if we done the same in common nouns, will it be considered wrong?
Yes, it is. It will be. See, there are just some sections of your book which are proper nouns. Okay, there's the names of people, countries, brands. Okay, that is it. Not a lot of things are in proper nouns. Okay, so you'll get to know that.
Okay, ma'am.
It isn't that difficult. Another thing that you should know is your saison. Okay, the seasons, and your les jours de la semaine. This is for the niveau débutant, the first level. All right. There you have the days of the week and the seasons. There you do not have proper nouns. Okay. In French, seasons and days of the week are not proper nouns. Okay. Just something you should know. How will be clay USB spelled? Okay, that's a good question. Okay. So you start with la, L-A, then C-L-E avec accent aigu. Now this dash that you have, okay, hyphen in English, that is called a tiret in French. Okay, there's another word for it, trait d'union, but you don't have to say that. You can just say tiret, Tiret. You can check the chat box. I put it there as well. So tiret, U majuscule, S majuscule, B majuscule. Okay, again, LA, CL, désolé, LA, CL, avec accent aigu, tiret, U majuscule, S majuscule, B majuscule. All right. Now there are some words like here we will pronounce like L apostrophe. Yeah. You'll go like that only. L apostrophe H-E-V-E-R. A joueur, can we spell it like le joueur during the tiebreaker round? Oh yeah, I think that is acceptable. Okay, if some word is there in indefinite articles with indefinite articles, and while pronouncing you say it with definite articles, that works. Okay, if it is in the guessing the round. Okay, but if your pronouncer said a spore, okay, a spore, you cannot just go on and saying le spore. Okay, don't give the spelling for le spore. Stick to that. But if it is the tiebreaker round, if you have to guess the word, then it is acceptable if you change the indefinite to definite. Is it important to pronounce the definite articles too? Yes, if your pronouncer says the word, if they say the article, then you pronounce it. Should we spell tire also? No, you do not spell tire, you just say tire. Okay, ye nahi bolna te e er te, ye nahi bolna. You just have to say tire. Okay, this book that I have, this is just the I just printed the book PDF that you have. Okay, it's not some other book. I've just got it printed. How will
This is the guidebook, right? So guys, this is the guidebook that you have been given. That's what Simran has been using. We have just given her a printout. Okay. So it's the same book. There's no other book. You just have to follow the guidebook completely, start to end. Okay. Yeah. Simran, continue.
All right. Is tire better or trade union? Okay, tire is better because trade union is a bigger word. Okay, someone asked me. I think I use. I am not sure. Again, I'm getting direct messages. Which spelling do we need to spell the definite article? No, you do not have to. Acha, you have to spell the definite article, na? If it is la clay, so आप L A भी तो बोलोगे?
Yes.
You can say L A as well. You don't just say la and then you go on with the word. All right. Ma'am, do we have to spell être bien ou mal luné? Yeah, the expressions are coming. So yes, please go through the expressions. You might be asked to pronounce it.
Ma'am, I was asking about the brackets.
See here.
Être bien ou mal luné.
Okay. See, it depends if your pronouncer had said this. Okay, they can just say être bien luné. Okay, there you don't have any brackets. Okay, or they can say être mal luné. There you don't have brackets. Okay, but if they say être bien ou mal lune, then you have the brackets. And how do you pronounce the brackets? Guillemot. Okay, it's again the first page. Please go through the first page. I think it will help you a lot. The French punctuation marks. Not a lot of them are important, but like you can just go through them.
But
Okay.
ma'am, the brackets are pronounced parenthèse.
Yeah, you can go with that parenthèse. You can go with it. Sometimes you also have the guillemot as well. Okay, so yeah, go ahead with parenthèse. You don't have to learn the crochet and accolade. Okay, there are different types of brackets as well. So just go with parenthèse move. Okay.
I think Khushi has a very valid question. How will Louis 15 be spelled? So Khushi, it will be Louis. You will have to spell Louis, and then you'll have to say 15 or français. Okay, you don't have to spell the 15. You just have to, yes. So you just have to say 15 in français. It's cans, right? Yeah.
Okay. Just go with L majuscule and then continue with the rest of the spelling and say cans. Okay.
Also, I think Simran, could you just answer Shruti's question about SNCF? So we have some acronyms as you have seen in the book, and we have some words for the slangs also that French people use. So could you just address one of those?
Okay, I'm sorry, I could not see those questions. Some adjectives which have the same pronunciation for both, that works. Aditi, I'm answering your question first. Yes, if the pronunciation is the same for both masculine and feminine forms, you can just go with any of them. Jovia and jovial. Okay, can you please share guidebook again? Guidebook. Okay, if the acronyms such as SNCF, there is français in brackets, so I'm not sure how this word is there in the book, but if you want to pronounce this word, then it is like S majuscule, N majuscule, C majuscule, F majuscule. Can you like? I'm not sure where this word is, so if you can let me know, then I'll help you out with it. Shruti,
there was a full form of SNCF. It is Société Nationale de Chemin de Fer, and in the brackets there was français. So, sir, so do we need to spell français also?
No, you don't have to say français. So you will only spell what your pronouncer says, okay? So if they just give you la société, then you just pronounce la société. You don't go with the other things, right? And français there means that this is the full form of SNCF in French. Okay, that is just some information for you. For example, in your book as well, in some brackets, you must have seen it's written N, M, F, noun, masculine, feminine. Okay, these things are written in your book. Okay, that doesn't mean that you have to pronounce them. Okay, that's just for your knowledge. Okay, this is a noun, this is feminine, this is masculine, and so on. In the intermediate book, at one place, it is given le carnet, while it is given that le cahier. Exercise book. This is also which one should we consider in the typewriter? Okay, for such things, le carnet is an the word cahier is used for both, okay, notebook and exercise book. But if it comes in the typewriter, you should know that the word cahier has two different meanings, right? But the word carnet just has one meaning. So go with the one that is more obvious. Okay, they say le carnet has only one meaning, so it is only notebook. Okay, so go with that in the tiebreaker round rather than going with cahier because it has two different meanings. I hope that answers your question. Are we supposed to pronounce the exclamatory mark also in the words like bonsoir and bonjour? I think you should. It's just the greetings, okay? Les salutations. Just the salutations have your point d'exclamation, so you should go ahead with that. Magnifique, how to pronounce? Okay. MAGNEFEQUE. The brackets where you have the MF, it means MF. Okay. MF means it's masculine as well as it is feminine. You do not have to pronounce that.
So guys, all the nouns that are written in the brackets like N, M, F, all those things, you do not have to pronounce that. Just as Simran said, you have to follow whatever your pronouncer says. You just have to exactly pronounce the spelling as she says it. So you don't have to state whether it's a noun, masculine, feminine. You do not have to state that. That is for your knowledge. Also, as you can see in the rule book, so I will be sending the rule book and the guidebooks again in the WhatsApp group. Those who have joined new in the WhatsApp group, don't worry, it will be there. Okay, we'll send it to you again repeatedly, or you can ask for your friends or your teachers. Now, students, your teachers have received a rule booklet. Okay, so we'll be sending that also across to you. So in the rules, it is clearly mentioned that you have to give the spelling in the singular form only. Okay, singular masculine form. Until and unless your pronouncer states otherwise, that you have to tell it in feminine form or something like that, you have to obviously spell the spelling in masculine singular form. Okay, masculine singular. And all the question related to the WhatsApp group, guidebooks, you can ask me later on. Please let Simran continue with how to give the spellings and all with the grammatical questions that you have. Sorry to interrupt you again, Simran. You can continue.
No, it's completely fine. That was a valid question. Okay, I think someone has asked how to pronounce Sedila. That's or Francais it is c'est dire. So you can say avec c'est dire. Say is your letter C with c'est dire. Ma'am, Gémeaux means zodiac sign Gemini, but it also means the twin constellation. Okay, someone has joined. Okay, I think you can go ahead with the proper noun. Okay, go with J majuscule and then the rest of the word. Okay, treat it like a proper noun because even if it is a constellation, then also it's a proper noun. Okay. Isn't to be tired spelled as être fatigué? In être fatigue. Yeah, no. It's être fatigue. Être fatigue also works. Okay, it's not necessary that it has to be être fatigué. Okay, so whatever is there in your book, please follow that. Because you'll be marked on that only. If you think spelling is wrong, that I think should not be the case, you can text on the WhatsApp group that you have. Are nationalities and names of fruits and vegetables proper nouns? No, they are not. In this book, there are some words which are plural only, and we need to spell in singular, like oh, if the word is there in plural form only, then it will remain in plural form only. What Nandini meant while saying that you have to spell the masculine forms is like for the adjectives, okay? Particularly for the adjectives, okay, go with the masculine singular form. Okay, if the pronouncer says SNCF, you just say SNCF. And if you are asked to give the full form, then you give it. Okay, don't just give it on your own. If you're asked, then go with it. Khair has two different meanings. So what should we say if it comes in the qualifier round? Nobody is going to ask you the meaning of the word, first of all. So that should not be a concern. And you should just go with both the meanings. If you know both the meanings, then tell both the meanings, right? How do we pronounce if the, oh, you just pronounce it like this. If the, if through a, stay a, and like etc. Okay. And how do you spell it? F majuscule the, F majuscule through a, T majuscule a. Okay. If I haven't answered anyone here, please put your questions once again. Okay. Let's go to some of the common mistakes. Okay. And meanwhile, you can put your questions in the chat box. Okay. Some of the common mistakes would be to, the first thing is like, whenever your pronouncer says a word, for example, if they say lo stilo, okay, Please take a note of this. This is very important. Okay? When they say le stilo, you don't just go on and say L-E-S-T-Y-L-O. Okay? First things first that you have to do is you have to pronounce the word once again. Okay? You say le stilo and then you start pronouncing it, spelling it. Okay? First step is to pronounce the word that your pronouncer has given to you, and then you spell it. Okay, so that is one of the common mistakes that everyone does. They hear the word and they just go on telling its spelling. Okay, don't do that. Pronounce the word once again and then go to its spelling. So that's one of the mistakes. Now another mistake would be that I have already spoken of is, for example, we have the word la trousse. Okay, your pencil box, la trousse. While pronouncing, don't change the articles. Okay, don't make it une trousse. If your pronouncer has said la trousse, stick to that. Okay, stick to that. And you also have a time frame, so manage your answer within that. I think Nandini can take it up. In this book, some monuments have les articles définis, while some monuments in the same category don't. For example, okay, Montmartre doesn't have any articles, so like just go with that. You don't have to add any article. Whatever is there in the book, stick to that. Don't add or don't subtract anything from that. Mom, will the words be written or told? Oh, it will be told. Okay, it won't be written somewhere. It will be pronounced by someone. For example, I'm your pronouncer on the final day. Supposedly, example area. Okay, I say le pantalon. Okay, and Sana is one of the students. She hears the word and she's like le pantalon, L-E-P-A-N-T-A-L-O-N. Okay, like this. All right. And for the last thing, that's in the book, it's written bonjour. Do we need to pronounce? Yeah. Yes, you need to pronounce the point d'exclamation. You don't have to spell point d'exclamation, but you have to pronounce it. Okay. I think that is it. These were some of the things that I wanted to share. You can take it up further.
Okay, guys, any other questions? Simran is here with us, and I think she'll be there till the end. So you can ask her the questions right now. Okay, or we can continue with the structure. So I think I'll give you just 5 minutes to ask all your remaining questions, and then we'll continue with the structure of the final rounds. Okay.
I think there's this one question in the chat box asked by, just 1 second. Okay, Priyansh. So yeah, for the cours de récréation, I think this is there in the intermédiaire. One place it's récréation. Please, if you know this, you can just go ahead with it. Just add accent aigu on the second E, and that works. Do we need to pronounce drome or its full form also? Sana, if you're asked the full form, then you pronounce the full form. Otherwise, not. Okay, it's not needed. Will the punctuation marks also come? Yes, they would. Okay, the punctuation marks would come, like not to spell it, but like ऐसे pronounce करने में it will come. Just you have already seen some of the examples. For say dear, oh, you can say both of them. Okay, you can say avec say dear, or you can also say dear. Okay, but say avec say dear makes more sense. Okay, if the word is in quotation marks, for example, yes, go ahead with that. Okay, la touche, and if it is in quotation marks, you pronounce the quotation marks. Okay. Any other question? Or you can, for the quotation marks, you can also say guillemot. Okay, it works as well. Ma'am, I have a doubt in the guidebook. Just get into the book. Nobody is going to ask you the meaning, Shruti. How much time will we get to tell the spelling and the pronunciation? I think this can be taken up later. 30 seconds, huh? Will there be a round in which we will be shown a picture? No, you won't be shown a picture of a famous personality and asked to guess them. No. Yeah, if the word is in feminine or no, they won't be specifying it to you if it is in feminine or plural. Okay. For example, only if the adjectives, they will be asking you in masculine form. So they're not going to tell you if it is feminine or plural. You'll get to know with the help of the articles. Okay. If they're saying lay, then you automatically get that this is plural. Okay.
Okay, I think Simran, I'll take over because these questions are getting structured now. So thank you, Simran, again. Please stick with us for some more time. Okay. Yeah. So guys, fine. First, I'll answer some of your questions. Yes, you will get 30 seconds to spell the spelling. Okay. Now about the singular forms you have been asking. So, pronouncer madam, the way she pronounces it, you'll have to spell it exactly the same. Most probably, she will not ask you to spell it in feminine or plural form. Okay, she'll ask you in masculine singular form only. If she states that you have to spell it in feminine form, only then you spell it in feminine form. So this is basically for all the nationalities or any other words we have, like, you know, for the nurse or for the doctor or something like that. Now, how will we get the award if we win? Oh, that's a secret. We'll let you know later on. Okay. Don't worry, you'll get all your rewards and all your awards. You'll get all your certificates. By the end of April, all of you shall receive your participation certificate, your certificate for round 1 and round 2 as well. Finalists, who are all of you are finalists, so all of you will receive another set of certificates that is around end of April, I think so, end of the month of April. So till then, guys, be patient. Okay. And yeah, okay, so this is very important about misspelled words in the guidebook. So there are some words which are wrong in the guidebook. They are printing error or human error or whatever it is. So what you can do is, if you know the correct word, then find out the correct word, make the correction in your guidebook and learn the correct word. So when pronouncer madam asks you, like for example, the word francois, so you will say it with the cedille. Okay, you will say it correctly. If you happen to say it wrong, but it is given wrong in the book also, in the guidebook also, we will consider it. Okay, only for those cases. So if maybe, for example, the same word, francois, it's written wrong in the book and you spell it without the cedille, it's okay, because we also have the guidebooks and we'll know that, yeah, it was an error in the guidebook and that's why you pronounced it that way. So it is not a problem. Otherwise, all your words have to be pronounced correctly and spelled absolutely correctly. Okay? Okay, yeah. So Khushi has a valid question again. If we pronounce the word wrong but spell it correctly, will we be eliminated? Okay. So in the first sub round, so guys, let me tell you the structure first. You will have 2 rounds of the finals. Okay. So first round, we will have all of you finalists. So for example, there are 30 students. So all you 30 students will join on Friday for the debutant level at 4 p.m. And on that day, we will select 3 qualifying finalists. अब ये जो 3 qualifying finalists हैं, वो Sunday को हमें फिर से join करेंगे, so that we can give them the positions of first, second, and third. Okay, so on Sunday, only the 3 qualifying participants will join. All of you have to join on the main event, which is Friday, debutant level, Saturday intermediate level, and Avance morning 9 a.m. Avance is on 9 a.m. morning Sunday. Okay. So you will have 2 rounds. The first round you will have sub rounds. You will have around 5 to 7 sub rounds. So basically कैसे होगा, फर्स्ट राउंड में आपको प्रोनाउंसर मैम एक वर्ड देगी. She'll define the word. She'll tell you a little
Ma'am, your
about
voice
the
is
words.
breaking.
Okay. Now am I clear? Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, yeah, because my voice is not breaking, right?
No, ma'am, it's clear.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, ma'am,
Okay,
it's
great.
clear.
Okay, thank you, Nivi. All right. So as I was saying, आपके जो first rounds होंगे वो डेब्यूटेंट के लिए फ्राइडे को होंगे, इंटरमीडिएट के लिए सैटरडे को होंगे, एंड संडे मॉर्निंग होंगे अवांस के लिए. फर्स्ट राउंड में 5 to 7 सब राउंड्स होंगे. अब ये सब राउंड्स में क्या होगा, प्रोनाउंसर मैडम आप लोगों को एक वर्ड देगी. She'll either define it or she'll use it in a sentence, or she'll tell you something related to the word. Okay, you will have to, and then she'll also mention the word. She will pronounce the word. आपको guess नहीं करना है, she will pronounce it, and then you have to pronounce it correctly, and then you have to spell it. अब जो फर्स्ट सब राउंड होगा, एकदम फर्स्ट वाला सब राउंड, उसमें हम प्रोनाउंसिएशंस पे उतना ध्यान नहीं देंगे. इट्स ओके इफ यू प्रोनाउंस इट रॉन्ग, बट दैट इज ओनली फॉर द फर्स्ट सब राउंड ऑफ द मेन राउंड. ठीक है, राउंड 1 सब राउंड 1 योर प्रोनाउंसिएशंस कैन बी रॉन्ग, बट राउंड 1 सब राउंड 2, ठीक है, इसमें क्या होगा, आपके प्रोनाउंसिएशंस रॉन्ग नहीं होने चाहिए. So for example, I have like 4 finalists. Okay, there is Nivi, there's Khushi, there's Aditi, there's Priyansh. So now I will start with Nivi. I am the pronouncer, so I'll give her a spelling. So I'll give her something like Plui. Then Nivi will spell Plui. She'll pronounce it and then she'll spell it. इसके लिए उसको मिलेंगे सिर्फ 30 seconds. Okay, now if क्या होता है, if you are going above the 30 seconds, we have a timekeeper, and this timekeeper will tell you that you have exceeded the 30 seconds. Now you can get eliminated for that. Okay, अगर आपने 30 seconds cross कर दिए, you know, you're thinking, आपको याद नहीं आ रही है spelling, so you're thinking, you're taking your time. Remember, you have only 30 seconds. So as soon as your 30 seconds are over, there will be a timekeeper who will tell you that your time is over. And उस time में अगर आपने correctly spell किया है, so you will remain in the competition, and pronouncer madam will go to the next person. So now I'm done with Nivi. I'll go to the next person, who's Khushi. So for example, मैंने खुशी को word दिया prondra. So Khushi will pronounce prondra and then she will spell it. Now what will happen is, ऐसे एक पूरा राउंड हो जाएगा जिसमें सारे फाइनलिस्ट को एक एक स्पेलिंग मिल जाएगी. After this we will come to the second sub round. The second sub round will start with a different new set of words. In this second sub round, you have to pronounce clearly and correctly. यहाँ पे आप pronunciations में mistake नहीं कर सकते हो. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I accidentally got disconnected. So could you please repeat the structure again?
Okay, yeah, sure, Tanya. So as I was saying, there will be 2 rounds, 2 main rounds of the final. So the first round hai, for everyone, all of the finalists, it will happen on Friday evening for debutant. For intermediate, it will be Saturday evening, and for avance, it will be Sunday morning. Round 1 जो होंगे, इसमें से हम सिर्फ 3 qualifying finalists choose करेंगे. And on Sunday around 10:30, 11:30, they will join us again, and they will battle for the positions of 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now your round 1 will have a lot of sub rounds. Sub rounds में ऐसा होगा कि हर student को, हर participant को एक spelling मिलेगी. Pronouncer madam will define the word. She'll use it in a sentence, and she'll then pronounce the word. You have to again pronounce the word and then you have to spell it. As I said earlier, first sub round में pronunciations आपके wrong हो सकते हैं. That is fine. But as soon as we start the second sub round, your pronunciations have to be correct. Okay. So ये जो sub rounds होंगे guys, ये elimination rounds होंगे. इसमें आपकी पहली spelling wrong होते ही you will be eliminated, and as soon as you are eliminated, we'll give you around 5 seconds to leave the Zoom meeting. Okay, you can leave the Zoom meeting and बाकी का competition आप YouTube पे देख सकते हो. We'll be streaming it live just like we are streaming it right now. Okay, so you can watch the remaining competition on YouTube and then you can try again next year. I think April end में हम फिर से links send करेंगे. So you can try again next year. You can come with better preparation. All of you, yeah, I think, okay. So this is for the teachers. Teachers, during the competition, if you think there is some problem or some discrepancy, you can question us by raising your hands. There's a raising your hand option in the Zoom meeting. So you can raise your hand, teachers. This is during the main event. Also, guys, this is for everyone. जो judges का decision होगा, whether a student should be eliminated or should be kept in the competition, वो final decision होगा. Okay, that will be the final binding decision. So you don't have to say, please, madam, sorry, madam, competition में रहने दो, madam, nothing like that. Okay, guys. You have to play with high spirit and good sportsmanship. Okay, yeah, I think I'll be answering your questions now.
Ma'am, how many sub rounds will be there?
Okay, yeah. So Rudra, there will be around 5 to 7 sub rounds. It depends on how many students are left in the game, in the competition. Okay, so 5 to 7, yeah, 5 to 7 sub rounds only. Ma'am, if 4 people answer all the questions right, who will be eliminated, right? Okay, so Ojas, if there are total 4 people, chalo, let's say 10 people, ठीक है, 10 finalists हैं डेब्यूटों में, और 10 के 10 ने first sub round में सारी spellings correct बोली. तो हम second sub round पे जाएंगे. Second sub round में भी सबने सारी spellings correct बोली. So like this, third sub round, fourth sub round, fifth sub round, sixth sub round. Okay, so 6 or 7 sub round is the maximum. उसके बाद we will move on to the tiebreaker. So tiebreaker, as you all know, उसमें guess first वाला जो tiebreaker होगा, उसका जो first sub round होगा, that will be guess the words. So a pronounceur madam will describe something like it is white in color, it is used for erasing. Okay, she'll describe something like that.
It will be spoken in French, right?
Okay, one by one, yeah.
Ma'am,
Okay,
could you
I
repeat
can see
that in
Samyukta.
English, ma'am? Could you
Which
repeat
one?
the last question in the answer to the last question in English, ma'am?
Last question.
On the sub rounds.
Okay, on the sub rounds, right. So as I said, sub rounds, there will be 5 to 7 sub rounds. Okay. So if there are 10 students and all of them pronounce all the words correctly, all of them spell it correctly, then we'll move to the next sub round and so on and so forth till we complete at least 6 or 7 sub rounds. Like we are hoping that we'll get a lower number of contestants by then, and if we still don't have the 3 finalists, we will move on to the tiebreaker round.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, one by one. Yes, Agastya.
Ma'am, in a tiebreaker, when you describe a word, the description will be spoken in French, right?
Yes. So the whole competition is in French. Everything that pronouncer madam speaks will be in French. Okay. Until and unless you give a wrong answer, then she'll tell you that you have a wrong answer and you have to leave. So everything will be in French. All the descriptions, all the definitions she'll give, the sentences in which she will use the words. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Arjav has a question. Just a second, Tanya. Arjav has a question. Arjav, you have raised your hand.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
will there be a round in which we have to conjugate the verb given by the pronouncer?
No conjugations, nothing like that. She'll just use the words from your guidebooks. Okay.
Oh,
Priyansh has a question.
Yes, ma'am. And so will there be a round like the buzzer round which was held in previous years, in which the one who raises their hand first will get to answer? Will there be a round like this?
No. So as you
Okay,
can
ma'am.
see right now itself, there are so many people who are raising their hands and we are getting confused, right? So there won't be a buzzer round digitally. But we are planning on a physical and a offline French spell bee next year. So probably there might be a buzzer round in that. But for this one, there will not be a buzzer round.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, Shruti has asked that will be asked to define a word. No, absolutely not. You will have to only guess the words in the tiebreaker, and in the normal sub rounds, you have to just pronounce it and spell it. Okay. Yes. Okay, Kanupriya, you can ask the pronouncer madam to repeat the word. That is absolutely okay, but you can ask for repetition only once. Also, if you ask for repetition, आपका timing pause हो जाएगा. Okay, so like if pronouncer madam says a word like avoir, and I ask that madame, pouvez-vous répéter s'il vous plaît? Then we'll pause her timing. She'll repeat the question. She'll repeat avoir, and then once you start, after she's completed the question, we'll start your timer again. And overall, guys, 30 seconds का जो आपका timer होगा, that will start as soon as pronouncer madam has completed the question. तो जो आप time लोगे thinking वगैरह का, वो भी 30 seconds में included होगा. So if you want like 5 seconds to think, that is okay. But remember, you have only 30 seconds after she has completed the question to answer. Okay. Will we be asked to tell the meaning of the word in English? No. Nothing meanings, no definitions, nothing will asked of you. Also, guys, English में कुछ नहीं पूछेंगे. Everything en français. Okay? Toutes les questions en français.
ma'am.
Yes. I think. Yeah. Okay, Arjun.
Ma'am, can we ask our queries in English during the competition?
Yes, you can do that. If you have a query, you can ask it in English. Okay. Yeah, Samya has been raising her hand for some time now.
It's Samaya. And
okay, Samaya.
And the rules, it was written like it. Yes, when a speller is spelling the word, she may stop and start over, but can't change the letters or its sequence from those first onwards. So what does that mean?
Yeah, okay. So like for example, there's a spelling given to you like velo. Okay. So you say V-L-O, and then you remember that you have pronounced it, you have spelled it wrong. So you can pause, you can start over, okay, but you cannot change the sequence. Okay. So if you have said it ulta fulta, you will have to say it again ulta fulta only.
Okay.
Okay. So now when I say velo,
when we're spelling it again, we can say avec accent aigu again.
yes, you can say avec accent aigu, but if you have said O and then L, so you can't change that. Okay. So you can start.
Yes, it is also written that no speller will be disqualified for pronouncing the word incorrectly in the first round. But you said it's only for sub round.
Yeah, it's only for first sub round. Okay. So round one ka first sub round. So the thing is that we have a lot of qualifying students from round two. All of you did very well in round two. So felicitations. And so we have a lot of qualifying students. So originally we had thought that we'll keep the pronunciations for whole of round 1. But right now we have decided to keep it for first sub round of round 1.
Okay.
Okay. So first sub round, round 1, your pronunciations can be wrong. Okay. Not very drastically wrong. Kuch ka kuch mat bolna,
Yes.
guys. Okay. But you can pronounce it marginally in your own way, however you pronounce it. But from round sub round 2, you have to make sure that you pronounce it correctly. Okay.
Ma'am.
And eliminations, yes, eliminations won't exactly happen on the basis of pronunciations exactly, at least for the first 2 or 3 sub rounds. Okay. This decision is to be taken by the judges and pronouncer madam. Where do they want to start? If they want to start with the 5th round of 5th sub round of the first round, if they want to start with the pronouncing mistakes, then they can start over there. Because as you know, we need only 3 qualifying students. And if the number of students is not going down, if not many people are getting eliminated, then how do we decide, right?
Ma'am.
Yes, Krisha.
Miss, if we want to ask the pronouncer to repeat the word,
Yeah.
should we ask in French or English?
Okay, so preferably you can ask in French. We will prefer that you ask in French. But if you're not comfortable asking in French, you can ask in English also.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am,
Ma'am.
yeah, you can just
Okay.
say répétez s'il vous plaît. That would work. Okay,
Yes.
it's just 3 words. Répétez s'il vous plaît.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Oh, just a second. I am coming to your
Ma'am, I
queries.
have a question.
Yes, Rudra. Just a second. So Dishti Gupta, so you have asked me a question that the pronouncer ma'am will pronounce the word wrong. We have to pronounce it correctly. Or if she will pronounce it correctly and we have to again pronounce it correctly. Okay. So Dishti, first of all, pronouncer madam is a very, very good French teacher. She has been a French teacher for almost 20 years. Okay. So there is no way कि वो mistake करेंगी. ठीक है? She'll make no mistake while pronouncing.
No, no, it's not about a mistake. It's about confusing us.
Okay.
That we know
No
the
one
correct
will try.
pronunciation or not.
No,
She won't confuse you.
No one will try to confuse you. She'll pronounce it absolutely correct, and in return, you will also have to pronounce it absolutely correct, and you have to spell it absolutely correct. Okay. So Ojas, you are asking me a lot of questions, so I'm not going to read them. You can just ask me directly. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. If the pronouncer madam asks, say the word, and we ask to repeat the word, the time we ask, say, we will take to say, please repeat the word in French. So will that time be counted?
No, we will pause your timer. Okay. We'll pause your timer, then she'll repeat it, and then we'll start your 30 seconds again. Okay?
Merci, madam.
Ma'am?
Ma'am, how
Yes,
many
Rudra,
strikes will we get? Like, how many questions we can get wrong before we are eliminated? Or if we get one wrong, we are eliminated from the sub round.
You are eliminated from the sub round. So your first spelling wrong and you're eliminated. Okay. So this, because this is the French spell bee, your round 1, sub round 1, from there itself, your first spelling wrong and you will be eliminated. Okay.
Ma'am, this is Anushri.
Yes, Anushri.
Can we use a paper and a pencil after the pronouncer says the word? Just
Yes, that's a very good question, Anushri. Yeah, very good question. So for guys, let me come to the technical rules also, because ये digital हो रहा है, so there is a lot of technical rules that you will have to follow. And to answer your question, Anushri, no, you cannot keep a paper and pencil. Okay, absolutely not.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so guys, the technical aspect is such that आप लोग को अपना webcam पूरा time on रखना पड़ेगा during the spell bee competition. Okay, so all of you will keep your web camera on. Preferably try to give this competition from your laptop and your desktop. Mobile se mat dena, please, because we will have to eliminate you if we cannot see your hands and your face. Okay, so what you can do is you can just cross your hands over your chest, or you can keep it under your chin. All the time you're giving the competition, you're there in the competition, we should be able to see your face clearly and your hands clearly, both your hands. ऐसा नहीं है एक हाथ, okay? Both your hands.
Ma'am, last time around when I was giving my exam paper, I had an external webcam because my laptop's camera was not working, but it did not recognize that webcam, and then I had to give it from another device, which was my father's, and he had to go to the office.
Okay. So guys, yeah, so if you have any webcam issues and all, and आपके पास कोई solution नहीं है, कोई option नहीं है, you have to give it from a cell phone only. So what you can do is you can have a stand, or you can put the cell phone on a stand so that we can see your hands and your face visible. तो आपको phone hold नहीं करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? Yes. Okay. Network issues. Coming to network issues, all of you, there are many people asking the same questions. So guys, network issues में ऐसा है, as you know, we have told you, we have already informed you from a long time कि इस बार का Friends Spell Bee is happening online, it's happening digitally. So network issues from your side, from your students, your contestants side will not be accepted. Your Wi-Fi, your data should be working absolutely properly. Because if suddenly your internet goes or something like that happens, then we will consider it as a missed word. Okay, so ये जो word होगा, you can I can give you example, like if Pranansa madam says a word and suddenly your internet connection goes away, we'll consider it as a missed word, and because it's a missed word, you might get eliminated. Again, वो judges का decision होगा. Okay. But guys, make sure आपका internet connection is good, is really proper. So there's some time, the main event is on 8th, 9th and 10th of April. So make sure by that time you have a good internet connection. Make sure if you're having any electricity issue, then make sure you have all those power banks charged and everything. Okay. Now coming to internet issues from our side, हमारे side से अगर कोई internet issues, Wi-Fi issues होते हैं, suddenly if Pranansa madam की उनके device में कोई internet issues होते हैं, so we will resume the competition as it was going on. Okay, it will not affect your performance. We will resume it from where it was left. Okay, so from our side, there won't be any issues for your performance. There won't be any eliminations or anything like that. If there is any internet issues from our side, we will just resume the competition. जैसा competition चल रहा था, जहाँ पे छूट गया था, वहाँ से continue करेंगे. But if it is from your side, then we will consider it a missed word. This is because.
What about a power cut?
Sorry.
What about a power cut? That isn't our fault.
Sorry, Tanya, I can't get you.
Ma'am, a power cut in an area.
Yeah, power cut. Okay, so Tanya, we know power cut होने के chances होते हैं. So just as I said, make sure you have all those power banks and all ready. ठीक है, and कोई standby device हो, आप अपने device को charge करके रखो. Like make sure that your laptop is completely charged. You know, if you're giving it through a laptop.
How are we supposed to prepare for guess the word?
Sorry.
How are we supposed to prepare for guess the word?
Okay, so I think Simran will be able to answer that. Simran, how are they supposed to prepare for guess the word?
All right, for this section where you have to guess the word, okay, so there are certain words in your guidebook, okay, which are like describable. For example, I won't be able to describe a nationality of sorts. Okay, I can say it's someone from this country, but and there are certain words which you can describe, others you can't. For example, you have the sports. Okay, yeah, you have the sports. You have items in your washroom. Then just a second. Then you have like ingredients and utensils. So these are certain things like which can be described, like the parts of the car as well. Okay. So for this, what you can do is while you are reading the book, okay, you can see what kind of words can be described by someone. Just say, if you look at this one word, plaque d'immatriculation, that's one of the parts of a voiture. Okay. C'est une partie d'une voiture. That's la plaque d'immatriculation. Okay. So how would one describe it? Okay. One can say, c'est une plaque. Okay. There's this one hint. You can see plaque. Okay. So c'est une plaque avec des nombres with the numbers de la voiture. Okay. So that's a plate with the numbers of the car. That is what your. Can someone tell me what will that mean? Part of
number plate.
Number plate.
Number
Yeah, number
In
plate.
English, it is number plate.
Number plate. Okay. Okay, so that's your number plate for your car. Okay. So that's how you guess it. Okay. Then you have the words called like for example, you have a toothpaste and toothbrush. Okay. So those words can be described. I think you can take help from your teachers in this case. Okay. You can ask them to give you certain examples and you can prepare in that way. You can also do it like practice it. Okay. When you're reading this word, okay, just try to form a sentence. Okay, how can someone describe this? Okay, what is that one way to describe this word? Okay, try to translate it online and there you go. Okay, guess the word will be in French. Okay, it won't be in English. It would be very easy. Okay, it won't be that difficult. Just listen it very carefully. You might get some hints from the question itself. And also the pronouncer specifies the category. Okay. So for example, if it is from the automobile section, that's your automobile, that's a car. So the pronouncer will specify that ce mot, this word, ce mot est de la catégorie automobile. Okay, so you know that this is from this category. And in every category, you just have what, 10 to 15 words? So you'll be able to guess it. All right. We have an Indian accent. Obviously, we all have an Indian accent. Okay, so that doesn't affect anything. Even I have an Indian accent, so we cannot change that, right? So that's completely okay. It's not going to create any issue. Everyone has an Indian accent here. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Simran. Thank you for answering. So guys, about this question, Ojas has asked, astronauts in intermediate level. So no, astronauts information will not be given. I won't describe the, I don't know, personal life of some astronaut and ask you to guess who is it. But this his name spelling can be asked. Like for example, I say Neil Armstrong. Okay, so if pronouncer madam says Neil Armstrong, you'll have to spell his name. Okay, and because it is a proper noun, you have to use the correct grammar. That is, the first letter should be capital for his name and for his surname. Okay, or you can spell it in the French way also, where we we use the surname first and then the main your normal main name. Okay, pronoun and noun. Yes, Rudra, you have a question.
And if you don't spell it, is it okay?
Ma'am, if we have a good network on the day of the exam, the quiz,
Okay.
and all of a sudden the light is cut off, then if we join using our mobile data, we connect it to our laptop, it is going to take some time. So during that time, will we be allowed to join in again, or will we be eliminated?
Okay, see, Rudra will give you around, around 30 seconds because that is what you get to spell a spelling. So we'll give you around 20 to 30 seconds to join again. But if you haven't joined in that time, then it will be considered a missed word. Okay. So what you can do is, guys, to ये जो internet issues हैं, what you can do is, one, you can keep a main device and you can keep a standby device. Mom dad के phone को standby device रख लो या parents के laptop को standby device रख लो. So see, our competition is in the evening, almost afternoon and evening, around 4 to 7, from 4 to 7 p.m. So most of your parents, even if they're working, they might be at home. Okay, so they might be carrying their laptops and their devices at home. Or if they don't carry, just tell them ki please carry it on that day, carry their device, their laptop or something to home, so that वो तुम्हारे पास एक standby device हो जाएगा. ठीक है? And make sure, see, these things like power cut and all, we can consider it. But if you're taking a long time, you should understand that we won't consider it that much. Because we have already specified spell bee kab ho raha hai, when is it happening, we have specified the timing and all. So just make sure all your internet connections are working, your devices are working, you have at least one standby device. कोई भी एक standby laptop, neighbor का laptop ले लो, anything standby, you can keep it with you. And I think we'll be able to give you around 20 to 30 seconds to join again. If you're not able to join in that time, then we'll have to consider it as a miss word, and unfortunately we'll have to eliminate you.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
like today
Yes,
we
Tanya?
joined with our class mentioned in our names.
Yes. Yes.
Do we have to do the same on the day of the finale?
Yes, absolutely same, absolutely same. So what you have to do is, okay, so guys, एक unique code है. We might give you this unique code. We are not so sure about it. We are still in the process of creating these unique codes. So if these unique codes are created, I will be circulating it in the WhatsApp group, and you can check your unique codes. So I'll send a list across. इस list में आपका name होगा, आपका class होगा, your school name will be there, your phone number, your email ID, and your unique code. You just have to check it and make sure all the details are correct. Now, on the day of joining, okay, on the day of joining, how do you name yourself? Okay, so first of all, you write your full name. Like right now, I can see Tanya's name. So she has written Tanya Vijay, 8th A. You have to do the same thing. You have to write your complete name. You have to write your class, division. After that, if we have given you the unique code, put a space and write your unique code. If we have not given you the unique code, then write your school's name. Okay? Any which ways, you have to, okay, yeah, you have to write your school's name also. You can write it as, like right now, I can see someone as SNS Indore. So I'm guessing that is St. Norbert School Indore, right? So for GD Goenka Ghaziabad, you can write something like GDGAZ. That, so we'll understand that that's GD Goenka Ghaziabad. So you can use short forms of your school name, but make sure that it is understandable. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I was in class 8 when I joined the Spell Bee for the academic year 2021 to 2022. But now I recently got promoted to class 9B, which makes me eligible for the advanced level. So I'm supposed to write 8A on the day of the finale, right?
Yes.
Because
yes.
that's why I
So,
joined as before.
yes, because Tanya, you had registered as an intermediate student while you were in standard 8. Yes. So you will be giving the test under the intermediate category and under your section 8A. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am. This is Hana. Ma'am, I had the question regarding this only. Ma'am, will it be the same if we had changed schools in the middle? Like now, first I was in DPS Gwalior in class 8. Now for class 9th, I'll be going for DPS Guwahati. So will that change anything?
No. So here's the thing, Ahana. You had registered as Ahana in I can see your name. So
DPS
8E
Gwalior.
of DPS Gwalior. So while you will be joining, you will be writing Ahana 8E DPS Gwalior. Okay, so it won't change anything. Yeah, because you have just been promoted to 9th standard, you will still be giving, while registering for the spell bee, you were an intermediate student, so you'll still be giving it under the intermediate category. This is
Okay,
also
ma'am.
for students of all the avanced level classes, people who have gone from 10th to 11th. So you might be taking admissions into junior college. That does not change anything. You will use your 10th standard class and your 10th standard school name. Okay.
Ma'am,
Okay, yes, no photo questions will be shown. Priyam, no photo questions. This will be a very simple spell bee. I think I have shared a playlist. Okay, I've shared a playlist in the WhatsApp group of YouTube videos. Just have a go through of those videos. It will be the same way. No picture questions are going to be asked.
And ma'am, will the pronouncer ma'am describe?
Yes, of course she'll
Or any
describe.
monument or any food?
Yes, she will describe. She could describe ratatouille, or she could describe something else. So
Okay,
that
ma'am.
can be there, and yeah, so that will mostly be there in guess the word. During the spelling sub rounds where you have to spell, she will just define the word. She'll maybe use it in a sentence, and then she will pronounce the word also. Okay, so you don't have to guess it in the main sub rounds. Okay, Manya has asked that if we have to register again for the final round, right? So guys, you don't have to register anywhere, but you have to fill a Google form. Okay, so I think by today evening or tomorrow morning, I will be sending you a link to a Google form on the WhatsApp group. You will have to fill this Google form compulsorily. Take it as a registration. आप इसको as a registration consider कर सकते हो. All of you have to fill this Google form. Okay, so that is so that is as good as a registration for final rounds. For the final rounds, there is no payment involved.
excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in the rules booklet, it is written that the speller has to show his or her room or place where he has been sitting.
Yes.
So we have to show so we have to rotate our camera all over the
Yes.
room at the starting of the competition.
Okay, so very good question, Arjab. Yeah, so this is mentioned in the rule book. You have to show your room. So guys, you have to be alone in your room. Okay, absolutely alone. Now all of you know what isolation means because of COVID. So you have to be absolutely isolated. अकेले होना चाहिए room में. If we see anyone roaming around in your room or wherever you're sitting and giving the competition, we'll have to eliminate you on the case of cheating. Okay, and as Arjav mentioned, you have to show your room to us. We can randomly ask you, हम आपसे पूछ लेंगे कि show me your room, and you have to show us your room. We can ask this anytime in the competition, anytime, randomly. Okay, so maybe Pranansa madam has completed one sub round, and then suddenly she can ask maybe Priyam. She can ask Priyam to show her room. She can ask I don't know. She can ask Shruti. She can randomly select a person and tell them to show their room. So that means you have to be completely alone in the room. No one has to even cross. Okay, पीछे से कोई cross was भी नहीं करना चाहिए. Nothing doing. Alone means alone. Okay.
And ma'am, how many questions will be in a singular sub round? How many questions will be asked?
So this sub round will continue. See, if there are, for example, 10 students, okay. So ma'am will start with student number 1 and she'll go on till the 10th student. So that is one sub round. Then again. ऐसे करके there will be 5 to 7 sub rounds. Okay. So you will be given one spelling in one sub round.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Tanush has raised his hand. Tanush.
Yes, ma'am. I have a few questions. Will the pronouncer madam be asking the questions entirely in French?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks.
Okay. Yes. Okay, who says Shrugvi, right? Am I pronouncing your word correct? Name correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Shrugvi, you have to use your fifth class name only. Okay, so you were in 5A, so you will write 5A only while entering the competition.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Priya.
Excuse me,
Okay, we
ma'am.
have to keep our room tidy and clean. That is up to you. If you want to keep your room tidy and clean, you can keep your room tidy and clean. If you want to keep it messy, then you can keep it messy. We won't judge you for keeping your room dirty. Okay. Yeah, Priyansh, you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. Also, can you please repeat how will we spell the words with brackets? For example, être, fleur, bleu. It is an expression. So how will we spell that? And être is in brackets in this one.
Okay. So you will spell it exactly like Madam pronounces it. You will spell être first, then you will spell fleur, and then you will spell bleu.
So do we have to say it like this? Parenthèse, être, parenthèse. Means do we have to say the parenthèse in French for the punctuation?
No. If she says être, fleur, bleu, then you pronounce it exactly and you spell it exactly. It's okay if you don't say the bracket. I think
ma'am.
Simran explained this. Yeah.
Yes, but it was not really clear at the time. But now it is clear.
Okay. Yeah.
Excuse
Okay,
me, ma'am.
Aditi. Yes.
Ma'am, I was asking that at one place in the guidebook, the spelling of
Yeah.
last are so in ba it contains it does not contain an s, and over other place it contains an s. So is it a misprinted or is it correct only?
Can you repeat, Arshali?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in one place in the intermediate book, the spelling of last are the ba, so the ba contains an s, and at one place it does not. So is it misprinted?
Yeah, it might be misprinted. Saldaba is your bathroom, and you have to spell it in the singular form. Okay, so it's without the s that you'll have to spell it. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Aditi has a question. I can see Aditi Bhardwaj.
I want to confirm how to spell that.
Aditi, I can't hear you. Your voice is quite low. Okay, Tanush has asked me which app is the best to learn the pronunciation of the words. Tanush, all the apps that are available are good, but the problem is कि ये जो apps होते हैं, they speak in a French accent or a very automated, very robotic voice, ठीक है? तो आप वैसे भी उसको imitate नहीं कर पाओगे, that accent and that voice. Okay, so
Yes,
make
ma'am.
sure you just listen to the pronunciation कि वो कैसे pronounce होता है, and then you do it accordingly.
Okay, ma'am. Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I'll be telling you a few more things. So first of all, when you will enter the competition on the main day, all of you have to keep yourself muted. Okay. Please keep yourselves muted and do not at any time in the competition, जब तक आपको question नहीं पूछ रहे हैं speller madam, till she is not addressing you directly, do not unmute yourself. In any case, if you happen to just unmute yourself randomly, we will have to eliminate you. Okay. So randomly, do not unmute yourself when you enter the competition on the main days, that is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 8th, 9th, and 10th. You will keep yourselves absolutely muted. When do you have to unmute yourself? When Pranansa madam starts questioning you, तब आप unmute कर सकते हो, and she will tell you, okay, she will tell you that you can now unmute. Don't worry about the timing. Your timing, that is 30 seconds for the spelling, will start once she has completed the question and once she has told you that please unmute yourself. Okay, so as soon as pronouncer madam takes your name, for example, she says Khushi, you know, like Khushi is next, we'll be going to Khushi, or now we'll be asking the question to Khushi. If she says something like that, so as soon as madam says something like that, Khushi will unmute herself. No one else can unmute during a student who is answering, or during when a pronouncer madam is asking the question, you cannot unmute yourself. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Okay, a pronouncer madam, Arjav, pronouncer madam will say your name. She will say your name. She'll give some details about you, that you're from this school, and maybe she'll tell that Arjav loves to play sports. So she'll give some details about you, and when she takes your name, when she starts telling about you to the listeners, only then you have to unmute yourself. Yes,
Okay,
Tanya.
Ma'am, do we have to wear a school uniform?
No, not necessary.
Okay, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes. Who's this? Shruti. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to ask, ma'am, you said something about the Google form. Ma'am, can you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
Acha, okay. So guys, I will be sending a Google form. I'll be sending that today, Shruti, today or tomorrow. You have to compulsory fill this Google form. It is like you can consider this like a registration for the final rounds. Okay.
Ma'am, if
Yes.
two words are pronounced the same, then but their spellings are different, then which we have to?
Yeah, okay. So pronouncer madam will be describing the word also. Okay. So she'll be giving the definition and she'll be describing it also. So you will understand from that which one she is using. Like for example, where. Okay. So now where is used for glass also. It is used for the color green also. It is used for yeah. So it's used for many things. So she'll describe it. She'll describe something like it is a thing or it is a utensil. Okay, so you'll know that she's describing glass. Also, as Simran mentioned, she will tell you the category. Okay, so if she tells the category is colors, so you will understand she's talking about the color green. If she tells that the category is kitchen items or utensils, you know it is a glass. Okay. Do we have to wear a school ID? No, Tanush, you don't have to wear a school ID. But the Google form that I will be sending you, in that you have to upload the picture of your school ID. And those of you who do not have the school ID, they can upload the picture of your passport size photo. और अगर passport size photo भी नहीं है, तो आधार कार्ड का photo. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, yeah, good questions. Good question, Arjav. Tongue twisters, guys. So tongue twisters, pe many people have a doubt. We won't ask you the tongue twister completely as a whole. You remember round 2 में एक question था where you had to pronounce the given phrase and you had to record it. Remember, guys?
Yes, ma'am. There was.
Yeah. So this time we won't be asking you like that. Okay, we won't be asking you to pronounce the whole phrase. So hence there will be no questions regarding the tongue twisters. Okay, but you have to read the tongue twisters. There are some spellings that are in the tongue twisters that we can ask. So for example, if a tongue twister has the spelling like Shante, so pronouncer ma'am can ask the spelling of Shante. Okay.
But in the second round, I think there's a question like sa, sha, shonsa, shonsa. How to record?
Yes. So that was basically to test your pronunciations. Okay. And the tongue twisters are so that you can get really good at pronunciations. So once you can clearly pronounce the tongue twisters, you can practice it with your teachers. All of you can practice it with your teachers. Okay, it will help you with the pronunciations. Okay, so guys, just a second. I'd like to take a pause over here, and I'd like to ask that if any teacher is among us, and if she would like to ask a question, because she or he would like to ask a question, because there are a lot of student questions I'm getting, but none of the professor questions. So, any professors out there who want to ask me anything?
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good
I'm
afternoon, sir.
Saurabh from Indore.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I do not have any question, but still, I would like to thank you. The efforts you are appreciating for students and this arrangement of this Zoom meeting that will definitely help students to clarify their doubts. And also, I would like to congratulate the girl, I guess, former French winner, like Simran,
Simran,
to her
Simran.
as well.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So I would like to appreciate your act as well and the help you are providing, efforts you are giving to the students for the preparation. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your candor and for your feedback. Anyone else, any professor out there who want to ask me anything? Professor de Francais. Okay, so guys, back to you, all of your questions, your many questions coming back to all of you contestants. Okay, so Sakshi has asked me that if pronouncer madam just says to spell series, are we supposed to add the article ourselves? So it is okay if you add the article yourself, because it's an extra, you won't be eliminated or anything. But if she says a word without the article, then you have to pronounce it in a similar fashion. You have to spell the spelling as she does it. Okay, I think Aditi, I think Simran answered how to pronounce the inverted commas. So guys, you can also ask your teachers. Okay, they can help you out with how to pronounce inverted commas, how to pronounce brackets, hyphens. Okay, yeah, good question, Khushi. So Khushi has asked me if that there is a thread, or a dash or a tire in a word, and if you forget to say it during a spelling. So Khushi, it is up to the judges. Okay, ये जो decision है ये totally up to the judges है. It's up to the pronouncer madam. They will decide if the dash was, if the tire was important enough, or if it was okay to be missed. So the judges will decide this. They'll let you know. Okay. No, Priyansh, you do not need to spell Seth or Uiter. You can just spell the petit déjeuner. Okay. Yeah, I think Pruta, I think I answered that if the words have the same pronunciation. So if the words have the same pronunciation, as I said earlier, pronouncer madam will be describing the word and she will also be telling the category. Okay. So I think from those itself, you can guess which one she is asking. Okay, guys. Yes, Pruta.
I meant that for one word only, I have a different pronunciations. So,
could you give me an example, Pruta? Okay. So you yeah, people pronounce it differently. Everyone pronounces Orua differently. If someone pronounces it Oruar, Oruar. Okay. So you have to pronounce the pronunciation you know.
Okay.
Okay. Whatever your teacher has taught you, you can use that pronunciation. And your spelling should be absolutely correct, obviously.
Ma'am, if
Okay,
GR,
just a second. Yeah.
yes, if GREC and GRECQUE, both are pronounced like Grec only. So will they tell if it is masculine or feminine?
Yeah. They will so pronounce. So see, like I gave you the example during. So we have some. We have a category of professions. Okay. So for example, journalist. So in journalist, there is an extra e when we write the feminine form. Correct. So when a pronouncer ma'am says journalist, then you will have to spell it in the masculine singular form. If in case she tells you that please pronounce it in the feminine form, only then you have to pronounce it in the feminine form. Otherwise, it is masculine singular. Okay, yeah. So Priyansh, you will have to pronounce it with an E. That is okay. See guys, basic ये है कि आप लोगों को वैसे ही pronounce करना है, वैसे ही spell करना है, जैसे guide book में दिया है. Okay, and as I said, if there's some wrong thing in the guidebook, that is okay. We'll consider that. Apart from the wrong words, and there are hardly any wrong words. There are just one or two errors. So apart from that, you have to pronounce and spell as it is given in the guidebook. You have to spell exactly as it is given in the guidebook. As for your pronunciations, obviously none of us can have French accent pronunciations, but you have to pronounce it in the correct manner that your teacher has taught you. Okay, and it should be a very good pronunciation. Okay, Arnav, both is okay. In guess the word, you can just pronounce the word directly, or you can say le mot est, and also after that you have to spell the word. So guys, something I wanted to tell you is that we have introduced something called as element of surprise round. Okay. So as I told you, there will be many sub rounds. There will be like 5 to 7 sub rounds. So after we are done with 5 to 7 sub rounds, if we still haven't found the 3 finalists, then we'll go to the tiebreaker round. Now in tiebreaker round, the first 2 to 3 sub rounds of the tiebreaker will be the guess the word part. Okay. After which, if we still haven't got 3 qualifying students, हमें 3 qualifying students तब भी नहीं मिल रहे हैं, it's becoming very difficult. All of you are so good. So then we will introduce the element of surprise round. So in this element of surprise, this is a round about which we will tell you on the main day itself. We'll disclose all the rules and how it is played, what are its rules, how you have to say the words, or how do you have to get this part right. All of that will be introduced on the main day itself. इसीलिए उसका नाम element of surprise है. That is why it is element of surprise. This will test your skills. This will test your ability to pronounce the words on the spot. Okay. Yes, Dishti.
Ma'am, I want to ask that, ma'am, in tiebreaker round, the principal ma'am will describe the word by taking the name of a student, or she will just describe the word and anyone can tell it.
No, she'll take the name of the student.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so guys, if there is, mostly there won't be any changes in the rules or the rounds of the competition. If in case there are any changes, we will let you know in advance. Okay, we'll tell you a week or two prior. We can tell you even 3-4 days prior. ऐसा नहीं है कि if there are any changes we'll tell it to you on 7th April का midnight. We'll tell you if there are any changes. ऐसा नहीं होगा. If there are any changes, which is a very less chance, of any changes happening. But if there is any changes in the guidebook or anything else, we'll let you know in advance so that you can prepare accordingly. But you do not need to stress about it. There won't be any changes. Okay. Okay, so Arjav, the rules of the element of surprise round will be spoken in French as well as English, or mainly in English, so that all of you understand what the competition, what the element of surprise round is, and how you have to play it. Okay. Dishti, your hand is raised, so you still have a question?
Sorry, ma'am.
It's okay. It's okay. So I'd like to ask the professors again, the professors who are with us right now, if you have any questions. Okay, so guys, the timing of the competition will be such that we have allotted at least 1 hour for the first round, including the 5 to 7 sub rounds, and with a grace period of 10 to 15 minutes. लेकिन ये जो 1 hour है that we have given for round 1 and all of the 5 to 7 sub rounds, if we do not arrive at the 3 finalists, then we go to the tiebreaker. And so that will require another, you can consider another half an hour or an hour almost. So the competition might go a little longer. Okay. So mostly keep yourself free. If you have to go somewhere, try to avoid it. Yeah, I think debutant it is at 4 p.m. on 8th April, Friday. Intermediate 4 p.m. 9th April, Saturday, and Avancé is at 9 a.m. sharp on Sunday. Now, guys, what you have to do is you have to enter the Zoom meeting at least minimum 15 minutes before the given time, minimum. So if your competition is at 9 a.m. Sunday morning, then you have to enter at least 8:45. Okay, 8:45 से 8:50 के बीच में you have to enter. This is because we will arrange you and we will have to take in overall attendance and everything. We will have to see who has entered, who has not entered, and all of the other processes that we require. So please, please, please enter 15 minutes prior. Okay, minimum 15 minutes का आप लोग target लेके चले to enter the competition 15 minutes prior. Okay, yeah. So guys, no more doubts. I'm guessing no one's raising hand. The chat box has also gone quiet. So if you have any questions, Simran is also here with us. Simran, you are there, right? Okay, guys, this webinar, we have streamed it live on YouTube. So if you want to visit again, if you forget something, if you don't remember the answer to your doubt or something like that, you can visit our YouTube channel again. And also the main competition will also be streamed live on YouTube. ठीक है, so you can tell all your family members, all your friends, neighbors, everyone, जिसको जिसको बोलना है सबको बोल दो that it will be there on YouTube and they can see you in the competition. Again, your web cameras will be on all the time during the competition. Sit alone in the room, no paper and pencil allowed. Your face should be facing the camera. Your eyes should be looking into the camera. इधर उधर नहीं देखना है while you're answering. Okay, don't look up, don't look down. Try to answer while looking at the camera, ठीक है, or while looking at your laptop or your desktop screen. इधर उधर मत देखो. If you're looking towards the left hand side or towards the right hand side for more than 10 seconds or something, then we will have to consider it as a cheating case. Okay, so I know it is difficult, especially while you're thinking. You happen to look here and there while you're thinking. ऐसा हो जाता है, even we adults do it. But try to look into the screen and give your answer. Make sure your audio, your speakers are working. Now, this is a very important thing. Some of you, क्या होता है, लैपटॉप के ऑडियो स्पीकर्स वगैरह खराब होता है, and you need to put in your earplugs or your headphones or something. So if you want to put your headphones or your earplugs or any other such device, when will you put it? Once you have entered the competition, you can put in a special request in the chat box. तो जैसे 9 o'clock Sunday को आपका competition है, so you enter it 15 minutes prior, and as soon as you enter in 5 minutes, you can just put it in the chat box कि ma'am, I want to use my headphone or my earphone or whatever for because your laptop speaker is not working or because of any reason you want to use an extra device. So you tell in the chat box, and as a special case, we will consider you. Now, how will you wear this headphone or earplugs or whatever? Your camera must be on while you're wearing this. And once we have started recording the meeting, okay, so we will be recording the meeting like we are recording this one also. So once the meeting has started recording, only then will you put in your earphones or your headphones. So uske liye bhi we will give you a command, like for example, Priyansh has asked me to, that he's telling me कि उसका जो है speaker खराब है laptop का and उसे earphones पहनने हैं. So I'll tell Priyansh when to put in his earphones. Okay, so we'll give you a command that all of you who want to put in your earphones and headphones, you can do that now. As soon as we say that, you can put in your earphones and all. Your camera must be on, and make sure कि आप लोग एक special request डाल देना chat box में. Now, guys, when you will be chatting in the chat box, mostly we'll keep the chat box disabled. Okay, only in the starting 5 to 10 minutes of the competition, we'll keep it enabled, and you will be able to chat only with the host and the co-host. No, Arjav, you shouldn't be ready. You should just keep it by your side. आप उसको अपने पास में रख सकते हैं, अपने headphones और अपने earplugs वगैरह, जो भी extra device आपको use करना है. You can keep it around you. You can keep it handy. Okay, so that in a quick second you can wear it, and you will wear it in front of us. We will see you wearing it. Okay, ऐसे नहीं है कि पहले से डाल के अपने पहले से headphones पहन के रखें. Nothing like that. We will see you wearing it. Okay. I think Priyam, you were raising your hand. Priyansh, yeah, Priyansh.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so you said that we must have at least 2 devices ready for the backup. So can we join the meeting also with 2 devices just in case?
No,
one device?
just in, no. Don't join with 2 devices. Just keep it handy. Okay, Zoom link वगैरह ready रखो. ऐसे रखो कि जैसे आप Zoom link पे you press the Zoom link, it will open up and you will be ready to go. Okay.
Okay.
Don't plug in. Yeah, don't log in with 2 devices. Okay, I will have to remove you. Okay, if I'll be seeing 2 Priyansh and 2 Dishti and 2 this thing. So imagine the number of participants, Priyansh. It will go up, right? We have only 100 participants, and your teachers will also be joining. Don't you want your teachers to join?
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, so no 2 devices. सेकंड डिवाइस को हैंडी रखो, सब रेडी करके रखो, उसका वाईफाई हॉटस्पॉट वो सब जो भी तुम्हें ऑन करना है वो सब ऑन करके रखो, सो दैट अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम होती है तो द बफर 20 or 30 seconds दैट वी आर गिविंग यू, उसमें यू कैन ज्वाइन क्विकली, लाइक फटाक से यू कैन ज्वाइन. ओके
Okay, ma'am. And I have one more question.
Yes, Priyansh.
That in the tiebreaker round, the timer will start as soon as we start speaking or as soon as the pronunciation has ended speaking in the tiebreaker round?
As soon as in the time, yeah. So as soon as pronouncer madam has stopped speaking. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So you will get 30 seconds to guess, pronounce, and spell. Yes, Ashlesha, you can leave if you do not have any questions. So yeah, that is valid for everyone. Guys, if you do not have any query, all your questions have been answered. You can start leaving. Thank you for joining us today. We are available on WhatsApp chat. All of you are there in a finalist group, right? So we are available and you can call us anytime between morning 9 a.m. To evening around 7 to 8 p.m. Try avoiding calling us after 8 p.m. You can just drop in a WhatsApp message. तो जैसे ही कोई भी हमारे टीम में से वो WhatsApp message पढ़ेगा, they will answer it to you immediately. Okay. Otherwise, all your phone calls and your questions can be directed to us during the working hours. That is 9 a.m. to almost 7 p.m. max to max 8 p.m. in the evening. Okay. Okay, yeah, Sakshi, in the tiebreaker round, if you have guessed the word wrong, but you have pronounced and spelled it correctly, you will still be eliminated because round का name ही वही है ना, guess the word. So अगर आप guess ही wrong कर रहे हो, तो what is the point? Yeah, okay. So yeah, absolutely. In the tiebreaker round, it is equal weightage to all the three things: guessing it right, pronouncing it right, and spelling it right. Okay. So now what happens is if you guess the word correctly, okay, so the pronunciation will also matter. If your pronunciation is wrong, then guessing also becomes wrong. Are you getting me? So your pronunciation, your guessing, and your spelling, all the three things should be equally correct in the tiebreaker round. Okay, guys. So I think all of you whose questions have been answered and you do not have any more doubts, you can leave.
Merci, madame. Merci, madame.
Merci, bonjour.
Merci, madame.
Merci, au revoir.
Merci, madame. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Merci, madame. Au revoir.
Merci.
Au revoir, madame. Au revoir, madame.
Au revoir, madame.
Au revoir. Bye, guys. Bye, bye. All of you who are leaving. Bye.
And the element of surprise sound, then in that, will anything come from outside the guidebook?
Khushi, could you repeat? You are not clear to me.
In the element of surprise sound, will anything come from outside the guidebook?
No. So even in element of surprise round, nothing will come outside of your guidebook. Okay. No general knowledge questions, nothing like that. Everything will be from the guidebook, even in element of surprise.
Okay. And that will only be held only if we don't arrive at it.
Yeah. So element of surprise is like a very necessary case if we don't arrive at the 3 qualifying participants.
Okay. And in the tiebreaker, there'll be only the tiebreaker round will only have just the right word pattern question. Right? No other.
Sorry, Khushi, I can't hear you. Could you speak a little louder, please?
Just a minute.
Ma'am,
Yes, Arjun.
ma'am, in the element of surprise round, can there be image identification?
No. There is no image identification in the whole competition. Okay. See, the thing is, all this image, all this image identification, you have already done it in round 1, if you remember. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, it was there in the questions.
Yeah, so you won't get it again. Okay, this is more on this final rounds are based more on your pronunciation and your spelling.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. Okay, anyone else? So I guess only 6 of you are remaining, like 5 of you.
Yes,
Ma'am, I
in the
have one more
tiebreaker round,
Yes, Khushi.
in the tiebreaker round, will there be only guess the right word kind of questions, or will there be anything else also?
See, obviously, in the tiebreaker, there will be guess the word question. There will be sub rounds, as in guess the word. We can do it again. We can do one set of guess the words, and then we can do it again. But after that, we might have to introduce element of surprise again, depending on how many people are remaining in the competition, how many contestants are remaining.
Okay, got it. Thanks, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah. Okay, so I think, this was the end of it. And thank you all for joining. Thank you, Tanya. You can leave now.